Hello everybody, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another banger on the channel here. Today we're doing another gaming video, but this one has a twist. So I'm sure if you are like around my age and you grew up on the internet like I did, I'm sure you remember the Stanley Parable. This game, kind of like liminal vibe to it, you know, kind of going through like a business-esque type of thing. I'm sure it had some sort of like message or something, I don't know. I played it when I was like 10 or 11, 12, something, I don't remember. But I have it. And I have it downloaded, and today we're going to play it start to finish. This video, I'm going to play the whole thing. Yeah, I'm not going to edit it too much. Just, you know, we're going to play the whole thing. But here's the twist. We are going to be taking this whole thing. So what this is this is a 250 milligram HHC peach ring. Space ring, as it calls it. So I guess it's a space ring. But this is going to be fire. I'm not, you know, HHC edibles is not something I'm too well versed in, but I got this from a friend for my birthday, and I figure it'll be fun. So we're gonna just crack this open right now. Right now I got a mini pizza cooking in the oven because I need to eat something if I'm going to eat this whole thing. But I prefer to take my edibles before I eat my food. So, oh Jesus, kind of melted. Let's see if we can get this out of here in almost one piece. All right, there we go. There it is. This is the peach ring. So in this peach ring is 250 milligrams of HHC. Let's I don't have much time because my pizza's cooking. Down the hatch. Cheers. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me eat this whole thing. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the whole thing down the hatch. Couple notes. One, I'm not a fan of peach rings. I'm not a fan of peach. Vaping ruined the flavor of peach mango for me. You know, actually, I like peaches and mangoes, but the flavor, bad. That was fucking delicious. That's dangerous. That didn't taste like weed a bit. Didn't taste like HHC. Didn't taste like any of the alternate cannabinoids. I mean, it didn't. It does now in my mouth. Tastes like that, like oil. But when I was eating that thing, that was good. I enjoyed that. Okay. I gotta go check on my pizza, and I'm gonna eat it, and then I'll be back once I finish my food and this edible starts kicking in, and we will start playing the Stanley Parable. Alrighty, y'all, I'm back. Edible ended up hitting quicker than I thought, and I got the munchies pretty hard. So it's like a whole hour later now. But unfortunately I don't have a job or anything, so okay, alright. Doesn't need that. So I don't have anything to do, so we're still gonna do this. Let's play the Stanley Parable. Edible's kicking my ass for sure. But before we get into the game, just for good measure, let's hit a little double cart rip on them. Cheers. Oh yeah, let's get right into the game. Hello everybody, me from the future here. I'm editing this, just coming in to say, so, you know, I'm still figuring out all the recording stuff on the PC, and the audio levels on this video are just atrocious. They're really, really bad, even worse than the Left 4 Dead video. But they're not as bad as they were right on the raw audio, because I spent the last hour working with the audio levels, and I got it to a point where it's watchable. So, you know, just a warning, audio is rough, but I'll get the hang of it eventually. Yeah, cool. That's all from me. Hope you enjoy the video. That's it. Boom. And there we are. Here we are. That's cool. Wow. Wonder if I can click now. You see on the computer. That's crazy. Okay. You were playing the Stanley Parable. I got it full screen. Begin the game. Here we go. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. In case you didn't know. All right.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Sounded pretty
And
familiar.
although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, I'm envious of that.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wow, okay. I don't remember this being so cool when I was a kid, but also I was a kid. I couldn't really understand. But wow, just so far, the story's got me immersed. It looks awesome. I like the narrator's voice, very soothing. Anything to interact with in the office? No? Okay. Stepped out of his office.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Whoa.
What could it mean?
This is cool.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The meeting room. Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I would be concerned that the outside the world is just gone. It's just wiped out. That's what I would be concerned about. But I guess, it would also be pretty concerning that everyone that you work with is just gone. Yo, room 420. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it
did.
didn't make a single difference.
Yes,
nor did it advance the story in any way.
I'm aware it didn't advance the story in any way. But you see, there's the plant right by room 420. Coincidence? I don't know. You tell me. Okay. He wants me to go to the meeting room. I don't even know where that is. So does it just want me to keep walking? I hate Mondays. Well, it's not a very good mug to have. You got positive self-talk and all that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He entered the door on his left. I wonder which door I'm gonna go through.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
I know.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I know.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Well, yeah. Let's say that. It totally wasn't because you told me to go in there. And
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
Yo, this
It
is
had
a
really
room
been
worth
worth the
admiring.
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I know he's being sarcastic, but I actually do think that it was worth the detour.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
I like
really worth it.
I like the lighting in here. I like over here. I really like this corner. I like the way there's like this gentle light.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Yo, chill. Well, now I don't want to leave. I want to see if he says anything else.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
This Is there really gonna be no more dialogue? I like this room though. He's making jokes, but I really do like this room. Okay. Alright.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
What's in here, though?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm stuck. Well, caution, do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. I don't know what kind of caution sign that is. That shit's mad creepy. What do you mean? Caution. Do not lie. Okay, I won't. I don't like to lie anyway. It makes my stomach feel weird. What's in here? Nothing. Warning. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it's in motion. Will cause death. You know, I've met some people that makes me believe that maybe that's a necessary sign.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. Okay. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Listen.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
What's that door over there?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Who? So there's an open door right there. That's an open door, you're not good. Oh, I missed my chance to get there, I think. I could maybe make it. Let's just go through this one. This door's right here, let's see. I take it back. I take it back. Okay, I actually can take it back. I don't know about that. Yeah, in real life, I would never enter a door that looks like that. Never in a million years. But let's see what's in.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
What?
To reach out to her. If you can Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
I did.
Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that?
Well,
You actually chose incorrectly?
I saw that
I didn't even know
record.
that was possible. Let me double check.
I didn't even think about it.
It's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh, yeah. That's why
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Use that. That'd probably be good for me, actually.
Choice.
Okay.
It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
A back sack and crack. Practice. Yeah, my goodness, is it
Excellent.
4:30?
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Ah, welcome back.
Whoa.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction.
I did.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story.
Oh, so now
That
I
story
can't
would
go
make
through
no
this.
sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I want to go in there. Oh, shit. Something, I can't read it. Is he gonna take me all the way back to left or right? Oh, nice. We're back in the break room. That's what I'm
Almost
talking
there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But what if I don't? What if I come back to this room? I really like this room. $4B9. What? Another numbers, letters.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Okay, fine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I kind of feel like I gotta go through the door on the right, right? I mean, he wants me to go through the door on the left so bad. Take this time to vote. Vote down below. Should I go through the door on the left or the door on the right? It'd be dope if I could actually hear you. But I can't, so we're gonna have to... I'm gonna go through the door on the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No, really? 78907890. That's cool art. I would buy that. Okay. All right, mister. I guess I have to. I guess that's I explored this story path as far as it goes. That's fun.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
I don't know.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I...
Just run it back.
No, I have to.
Let me make a difference.
I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No. Wait, I'll go back to my office. I'll pick the right door. It's a cool sound. Oh. Wait a
Oh! I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
Well, I didn't
that there's
trust
a world outside of you? You're a child.
Yeah, I did think of possible consequences.
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
You spoiled it.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
On the left. I will go through the door on the left, actually.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Looks like nice.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out passively, aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. That's the realest shit I ever saw. Broom closet? Hey, let me in the broom closet. I'll sweep it. I'll sweep.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't really have another choice. So. Is he blocking off all the other choices? Whoa. You know, it's a bit off topic, but this is always the pattern I see when I take mushrooms. This is the pattern I see. That's cool. The door this way doesn't do anything. Seems like it's locked. Okay.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Am I supposed to do that? What was the code? Night Shark 1, 2.
Stanley spoke the code.
What was the
Night
code?
Shark 115.
Okay.
He spoke it into the receiver, right
Okay.
there on the wall.
Okay.
Night Shark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code.
Good. Just making sure.
Into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Night Shark 115. I mean, I don't know.
Night Shark
Okay,
115.
fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's Stanley.
Stanley? Hello?
Stanley. Hello.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
That's the whole thing?
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know.
Oh,
I need this.
bug in my room.
The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
I wonder if he would have done all this dialogue if I would have just
I'll
stood
wait
there.
for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
So if I make different choices, can I get a different ending? Yeah, because the end is never the end. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool, yeah! Okay, we're back. I'm gonna take another one of these guys. This one's clogged. There it is. That's what I was looking for. All right, let's do it again. I fuck with this music heavy. Shit's hard. Okay, let's do it.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'm gonna just go straight to the meeting room.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
So
When
that's an
Stanley
audio
came to a
cue.
set of 2 open doors,
Okay.
he entered the door on his left.
So what if I just sit here and do nothing? You know? Will he do all that dialogue that he was just doing at the end of the last thing? You know? All right, let's go through the door on the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Alright, up to the boss's office. Let's check it out.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I can go downstairs now. This time, let's just do what he says. He seemed really upset last time, you know. He seemed really upset, and I just want to have, I want to give him a good time. Executive bathroom. Nice. This looks different than last time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Why is there, Oh, it's just because I'm near the keypad. Okay.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
2845. Thank you.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
I'm just that lucky.
Amazing.
I'm just that guy.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Whoa. Whoa, I love that sound. Yeah, that's a great sound. It's like Bone Lab. Would y'all want to see a full playthrough of Bone Lab? Is that something you'd want to see? I've been meaning to play through it again. I can totally, like a couple part series. Be a good time.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
If I had to guess, it's because he's going on an adventure, making different choices, getting new stimuli, just based on my life experience, but...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape? Well, that's very tempting. But like I said, he seemed real upset. I'm just going to do what he says this time. And then we'll run it back. We'll make some different choices. But I want to go down the stairs.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wow.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, for sure. These edibles are kicking my ass. I got all the strength in the world. Okay. Looks like we've got to push this button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
It's that one. I think I can't really point, but that's cool. Yeah, 473. I think that's me. Oh no. That one. 488. No, it can't be. Oh no.
This mind-controlled facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah. I think most people do.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Don't know what that did, but... Whoa, it looks crazy down there. Can I go down there? That looks awesome. Yeah! Wow. I could just spend an eternity there. Just hanging out. Okay. Let's progress with the story here. Wait. What's that? Four. I haven't seen three yet. Okay. So maybe I gotta find. I gotta press them in order. Is what I'm thinking. 1, 2. There's 5. Oh, is that 3? Please be 3. Yeah. 3. Okay. 4 and then 5. And 5. Okay, let's see what happens. Got that? I can't press that. That's maybe it. I don't know what's beeping. Oh. 10. How many buttons are there? House. Alright, I'm giving up on the button. There's too many. I thought, if there are only 5, I'll just run around and press them real quick, but there's too many buttons. Mind control idle, waiting.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Nice. That was a good story. I enjoyed that. That was just, yeah. And now we're back. Okay. All right.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Let's go down the stairs.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I sure did. Before you could even say it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
See, I would, but we are downstairs, actually. I like this color. It's very, like, cool. Ooh, spooky. Okay, let's see anything over here.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying, and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
Pretty cool that he could, like,
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
I'd rather fly than have
I am
a job.
okay.
And he's still here. Yep.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Very interesting. And we're back. Okay. I'm going to keep playing because I'm having a lot of fun, but I'm going to take one moment. I'll be right back. And boom, just like that, we're back in it. Let's get back in the game. Alright, so this time...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I want to go in that open
Stanley
door.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like, cargo loader.
When Stanley came to a set of two open... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I did.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes.
Wow.
This room. What a beautiful room.
I really do
What a
like
gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was not. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Wait, what's in there? Nah, I want to see what's,
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Okay. I want to go
Look,
through
Stanley,
that.
I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Okay.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I wish I could jump. That would be nice if I could jump. Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I much prefer the blue door. But there's a red dolly next to the red door, and I do like that. But there's also a blue paint can next to the blue door. So
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
yeah, I didn't misunderstand, and I heard you. But I wanted to.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
See, I see the red door, but I like the blue door.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley.
Yeah.
You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've
wanna
chosen?
find out
Well,
what's
don't
behind the
let me
door.
stop you.
Don't be such a grouch.
You see? There's nothing here.
Oh.
I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
I remember
Broken
this.
rooms,
I
exposed
remember this
developer
from being a
textures.
kid.
Is this what you had wanted?
is like a-
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did.
I
And in
forgot
the
to
end, it was
screenshot
all
it,
for
but,
nothing. Because
on
this
Steam,
is
it
what
said
you
I hadn't
wanted to
played this
see.
game since
Help me here,
2015.
Stanley. Help elucidate
October
these strange
15th,
and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see?
10
Vehicles?
years.
Skill trees?
That is
Work
great.
with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you
Think
what.
about that. 10
Let me take a
years
stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we
Yes.
were before.
This is
Go
what I'm
ahead,
talking
Stanley.
about.
Take it for a spin.
I like this door. Look, you see that nice wood door? Nice orange color. I like the orange. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices?
Yeah.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay. I'm loving
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where
Yeah.
do these flashes of inspiration
I
come
like
from?
that last
How
door.
did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that
Two.
I felt it in my
There's the third
soul.
door.
You can't teach that,
I wanna be in
Stanley.
that door. I
Don't
wanna
even
be-
try.
That door.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. What? What do you mean he fit? What do you mean? Bird did not finish the game in 0.2 seconds. How long does it take me to get to the correct door? I've been playing this for 7 hours. Oh, maybe that's how much game time I have. I kind of want to go through the door on the left. That's just... If that doesn't say something about my psychology, I don't know what would. After all that, I want to go through the door on the left.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors?
It
Again,
did.
honest answers, please.
Not like... I'm not very super competitive, but it kind
Hey,
of...
I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
would.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I'd like to,
Perfect.
actually.
Let me boot it up.
Great. Okay.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You
What?
click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game,
That's
all about the
crazy.
desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So
4.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Wait. Sorry, baby. Baby's going in the fire. I don't like that sound. Sorry, baby.
You heartless bastard.
I know, but I
Did
didn't
you
like
do
that
it because
sound.
you hate babies or purely to spite me?
No,
because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas.
I
I
really wanna
can't
stand
think
here
of
for
a
like 10
single thing
minutes.
that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. Yes!
Well, Stanley, is this any
Yo,
better?
they're
At
much
last, the
better.
one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
Now I want to play
But is it
Minecraft.
enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
No.
Will it ever be enough?
It's not enough.
Well,
I
I'll
can
say
jump.
this. I'm done
If I
making
could
things
jump,
for
it
you.
would be-
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
It's not a very good house. Yeah.
Let's see,
There's
what
my
does it
roommate.
need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete.
That's a
I
terrible
made
house.
this, Stanley.
I built
Look
better
at it.
houses when I was
Gaze
like 8
upon
years
my
old.
work of art and feel ashamed at your own
No, actually,
inadequacy.
I never Minecraft.
Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I'd like to.
Isn't it
Yeah.
grand?
It is
Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Okay. This is lit. Open the Stanley Parable, but I ended up playing
Oh, my.
Minecraft.
It looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Nope. There's some coal here, though. There were some trees outside. Could make a light.
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5.
I was having
Even
fun.
the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Okay, new game. Yeah, let's try something new. Portal.
Yes!
I
I don't even know what this game is, but I
I'm
love
gonna do a
it.
playthrough of Portal 2.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta open the door. Oh. Okay. I also haven't played Portal since I was like fucking 14. What a great game.
Oh, it's a puzzle.
So nice
Critical
to
thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
You know, you don't have to be an asshole. You can just be friends.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble.
I'm back. Boom. 86 filling filing cabinets. Okay. Just keep falling. I got lots of options here. Just kind of. The doors aren't closing behind me. Okay. It's all connected. I see. It's kind of spooky a little bit. Doesn't really look like. Looks like I reached a dead end of sorts. Is there anything to do? Nope, gotta turn around.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
But the end is never the end, so
I
how
can
can
wait.
the end be here soon? So can I. I can wait. I got all the time in the world. Oh, okay. It's different. Very.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
428. That's my number.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I'll enter the door on the left. I wonder if that's Mount Montezuma.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yo, I can go in the broom
Stanley
closet.
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, did I now? Well, my throat's a little scratchy, so I guess we're just gonna hang out in the broom closet for a while.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
The reason is I'm having a hydration moment. Asher,
It was
you, if you
baffling
watch
that
this-
Stanley was
if you
still
watch
just
this,
sitting in the
drink
broom
some water.
closet.
Everybody
He
needs
wasn't
water.
even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I'm drinking water.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
I was about to leave,
Why?
but
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely
at
confused.
this point, it's because you're still talking. That's why I'm here.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
It's kind
I
of
never
nice.
would have thought
that-
to mention it.
That wrench is kind of cool. It's like almost iridescent. That wrench is cool down there too.
Maybe to you this is somehow
Copper
its
wire.
own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite."
Is there-
I hope your
well,
friends find this concerning.
Well, I want to leave, but he's made.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Hey.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Stanley's getting cooler by the second.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
I don't think I'm dead.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
I got
He or
headphones
she
on,
has
man.
fallen prey to any number of your countless
Wouldn't do
human
anything.
physiological vulnerabilities.
You're
It's
right.
indicative
You're
of the
saying
long-term
you're
sustainability of your species. Please remove their
species.
corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative
Damn.
tropes in video gaming,
Bro doesn't
so
even
that the
care that I'm
irony
dead.
and
He just wants to
insightful
fucking-
commentary of this game is not lost on them.
Damn,
All right.
bro
When you've
doesn't
done
even
that,
care
just
that
step
I'm
out
dead.
into the
He just
hallway.
wants the game to continue. What if I don't? I do want to sit in the hallway.
Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I'll go upstairs to the boss's office. Oh no. No, it's like this.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Guess not.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That
just
kind of
guessed it.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened
That's a good
passageway.
tune. I might have to loop that. I might have to sample that little tune. Loop it up. Maybe smile. lost. I can't see anything. Sounds like I'm walking. Okay, there we go. Down we go.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Yeah.
Facility.
See, I would, but this way says escape, so I'm gonna go this way.
Although this passageway had the word escape
I
written
like
on it,
this
the truth
passageway.
was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I think he's lying. I don't believe him.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and
Yeah,
get
but
back on track.
I don't believe that. I thought those were drawings. I don't.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
This doesn't look like death. Maybe it kind of does. It does kind of look like death. Well, I came too far to fucking turn it around.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yeah.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Are you sure? That doesn't really seem that's what happened. Kinda seems like those stopped and then a lady talked and then I fell, but I don't know. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Wow.
Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Is that so? Oh, well, yeah. Stanley's already there from the moment I hit started. Stanley's computer. Nice. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office. Cool. The office. Don't know. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. I like this one. Wait, no. No. Yeah, that one. Office computers, not like games. Huh. Credits. Thanks, all these people. Davey Redden and William Puh. William Puh? As Dashy would say. Classic. Boss boss's office. Whoa. I like that one better. Office clock. What's around this one? This is really cool.
Stanley pushed. Let's see. Stanley walked through the green door.
Green door? There's no green door. Oh, wait. I want to know what happens if you go through the red door. I know this video is getting kind of long, but I mean, I figure if I'm already at it, I might as well just, I was going to call it right here. Let's see, I've been recording for, this video is probably like an hour long. At this point, countdown desk. I don't think I ever made it to the countdown. What's in here?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Nice. That's cool. Well, I think I actually might call it here. Stanley Parable off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
What,
No,
Stanley and the
perhaps
narrator?
not.
Yeah, they can't.
Sometimes
exist
these
without
things cannot be seen.
each other.
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't
So he wants me to quit, huh?
let time
Squish. Well, Stanley got squished. That was a real cool adventure. Very liminal. I loved the lighting. I loved all the spaces. I love the shapes. I love the story, how intricate it was. Is that it? Something's got to happen eventually, right? I'll just sit here for a while. I wonder if it really just sits here and is black forever. Huh. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to call it there for this video. That was a whole lot of fun. Yeah, I really wish I had screenshotted it. I really wish, but it said I hadn't played this game since like October something 2015, which is 10 years. Because it's February 5th, 2025. Damn, my birthday's tomorrow. In 24 hours exactly, it will be my birthday. Pretty cool. But, yeah. Thanks for watching. I had a whole lot of fun recording the Stanley Parable. I'm having a whole lot of fun recording all these gaming videos with my PC. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm getting ready to do a sober month or whatever. So it's gonna be good to have an outlet, something to channel all my energy into, you know. But anyway, thank you for watching. This video has been super long. Yeah, I took how many milligrams was it? Shit got me on my ass, I'll tell you what. 250 milligram edible ring, HHC. Very good. I mean, if you want me to rate it, I'm high as fuck. I ate it at like 9. 12:20 or something. It's midnight now, and I'm super stoned. But it's not like I'm not like falling asleep or anything. I'm like nice and I feel like uplifted. And I had a lot of fun playing this game. I felt as the edible hit me, it became more and more natural to just like narrate along with the game. That's a skill I'm practicing. But anyway, I'm gonna go before I just rant on here forever and ever. I rate the experience of taking a large dose of edibles and playing the Stanley Parable. I rate that experience a 10 out of 10. I had a whole lot of fun. A whole ton of fun. That's going to be it from me, guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, if you are still watching at this point, I mean, I would really appreciate it if you'd like, subscribe, and comment if you're still watching this right now. But, you know, it means a lot to me. It only takes a second. So, love you guys. See you in the next one. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. Take care of yourselves. Peace out, y'all.